A whole new mind. Let's think for a moment about having a whole new mind rather than what we're used to. I mean, the power of subconscious mind. You know, A Course in Miracles does a very good job, if you dive into it like I have done for many years, to teach us about real communication, communication with our inner source, God, our creator. You know, how to bring out the best in you surely can occur when you understand a whole new mind is able to go beyond all the names the world uses as labels. Through a whole new mind with the power of subconscious, we can truly see why we as physical bodies cannot truly say that we made a world. We as bodies did, of course, make the illusions that have put together this world. Hello, everyone. This is James Nussbaumer, and for those of you that don't know me, I am the author of an exciting, ever-developing series, an inspirational and spiritual manifesto to a better life, I call it. And it starts off with this book, the pilot of the series, called The Master of Everything, a story of mankind in the world of illusion we call life, by Ozark Mountain Publishing Company and on sale everywhere books are sold. And book 3 is out right now, and I hope that you will line your bookshelves with all that's yet to come with the series. For those of you that don't know me, know that my content is thought-provoking. So welcome to this thought-provoking video. And let's get back to a whole new mind. The body makes a response based on what we call a person. And his or her mind consents to the name that we assign. Understandable. In this, though, an individual's unity is twice denied because we perceive that individual as being separate from ourselves, and he or she accepts this separateness. But we need to use some illusion, and what I mean is a whole new mind realizes it's understandable that we use some illusion much of the time in order to live in a world of illusion. We must also recognize that the means is not the unity where true and real communication can be found. What I mean is, this whole new mind, a society or quantum of minds, we may say, as in power of subconscious mind, can forget what these names represent forever, or we don't need names in a whole new mind, and willingly takes on a teaching function. A whole new mind understands that we're all teachers at some level. When you think about that, that really does make sense. We're all teachers and students at some level. We must use the names assigned by the world while we're here, as long as we don't allow them to deceive us. But these names are merely a means for communication in ways the world can understand when using the body to communicate from one to another. And this leads us to separation. Yes, the truth in this world and of heaven and communication with God is beyond having a name tag. It's beyond separation, beyond separate identities. A Course in Miracles states that the body cannot separate your mind from your brothers unless you want it to be a cause of separation. Now, that's very thought-provoking. Let me repeat that. The body cannot separate your mind from your brothers unless you wanted it to be a cause of separation and of distance between you and him. When we call on another, when we call on one another, call on another individual, most likely it's to the body by using his or her given name and the perceived notions that make the images that we place effort into giving that person. His or her true identity is hidden and separate and separated by space from our beliefs in this individual, if that makes sense. I'll repeat that. When you look at someone, their true identity really is hidden, and it's blocked off or separated by space from our beliefs in the individual as being only a body. Real communication, remember, some within a quantum whole new mind, some of us are more receptive than others, and at any given time, your own state of readiness and willingness through a whole new mind may be deeper. What I mean is a whole new way of looking at the world. Might get deeper with the use of time. A Course in Miracles further states that the gap between you and your brother is not one of space between two separate bodies, and this but seems to be dividing off your separate minds. The unconscious I speak of here is the same as the consciousness that you are from behind the dream of separation. A little thought-provoking there, isn't it? The dream of separation, the dream of life, the illusions that we make in this world. So it's not the same as the subconscious I'm talking about is the consciousness, is real consciousness, but from behind the dream of illusion. The dream of separation itself, where you see, hear, and touch physical bodies, is the consciousness that is the ego's domain. But let's look at the power of subconscious mind. Just try to understand that unconsciousness in this text is not to imply physical sleep or being in a coma when we think of unconsciousness. No, when I say unconsciousness, I'm talking about the real you behind world consciousness, behind ego consciousness, who you are to the core, that you don't really grasp all the time while in this world. When we can tap into that subconscious or that unconscious level, that's when we can bring out our best. The timing of the receiving and giving of this type of real communication from within the subconscious, the quantum whole mind, giving this type of real communication through a whole new mind is communication with God, and is closely monitored by the Holy Spirit, who is our inner divine guide while we're in this world living out the dream of separation. The unity of a whole new mind does rest in the fact that we do communicate with one another around the world from our unconscious, and we are consciously aware that we do as well, but may not be consciously aware of the timing of this real and true communication. I hope that makes sense, and I hope I had you thinking that, what the heck's he talking about here? Because if you made it to the end of this video, the thought-provoking intentions have hit home, and it's really beginning to tap into your subconscious. And that's what's happening here. If you've made it to the end of this video, you're learning how to touch your real home. If you've enjoyed this video, please click and subscribe to my YouTube channel right here at YouTube. If you're already at my website and you find me on YouTube, please subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And if you'd like to subscribe to my Everyday Miracles newsletter, the link in the description box down below on this YouTube video will take you to my safe website where you'll be directed how to subscribe. I wish the best for you. I hope you're thinking a lot about your own natural gifts that I always like to mention, because when you can bring out your own natural gifts and you can share those gifts with the world, that's a part of tapping into the subconscious. And what we're doing there is when you can share your natural inner beauty with the world, you're helping the world, because the world wants to see who you are within, because it helps them see who they are within. And from there, we can all operate in wholeness, a whole new mind, if that makes sense. Thanks for putting up with me, and God bless.